Hey up folks, Andy here. Welcome back on board Potemkin. Lovely sun day today, glorious sunshine, a bit hot. Anyway, so first chance I've really had to do any videoing of work etc, because I've been away more or less for the last month working. So thanks everybody who came to Crick and came and said hello. Really enjoyed doing the event there. It was good fun, and it was nice for people to come and say hello. I do appreciate it, and talk about various things we had on the stalls, and it was quite a successful show for us. Got some orders, and we'll be back next year with more items that we've made, which you can buy for you know, we can bespoke make them for whatever you want on the boat, and it was a good time. We did have a raffle on the show, and I'm glad to say it did raise, all the money went to the charity, which was the Forces and Veterans Afloat, and they have received the money, and it came to £200, so they received the full £200, and they'll make use of it. The Forces and Veterans Afloat charity is a charity set up for people. Some of the lads who were in the Daft and Barmy, like me and Big Nigel, were in the he was at the show with us, and Nigel did more or less all his life in the military, you know, 30 something years, all his working life, so he's put a lot of time into the military. And some lads are, you know, they're in a bit of trouble when they've come out. They're not quite sure what they're doing. They can get themselves into some problems, sleeping rough and all that. And the Forces Veterans Afloat are doing some narrowboats up, and people can have them for sort of 18 months or something, and until they sort themselves out. So that's what that money's gone towards. And it's about time to get something done on this boat now. But unfortunately I've not got a lot of time to do anything, because I'm going away again for another week or so tomorrow. But I just thought I'd come out, have a bit of time here. I've just been trying some fenders, and I thought I'd show you. I'm no expert on fender making at all. I don't profess to be any expert. I've only learnt from books, and on YouTube, of course, the guy to watch is Glasgow Basin, Phil the fender maker. He's the expert. Built some beautiful fenders, all shapes and sizes and different stitches and that. So if you really want to learn, I suggest have a look at him. I got a couple of books. What's this one? I mean, I bought these, I don't know, 6 years ago or something, the Fender book. I don't know if that's still in print anymore, but it's just black and white. Shows you all the knots, crowning and hitches, how you can make fenders, like your bottle fenders, which are these. So these are, got a load of these I tried ages ago, and they're polypropylene. They're not that tough, not like these ones. And that's a reversed hitch, whereas these hitches you just go round and round and round, and the downside of them is you can twist them and they do loosen. Well, not loosen as such, they're just not as tough. They can, you know, get trapped running against a wall or something. No, you shouldn't have them when you're moving. You know, they can twist. But these ones, the stitches don't go round and round and round. Go round one way, then do the next row the other way, so you can't twist them, not much anyway, and they're tough as anything. And that's a hitch with going over one rope, and that's a double rope with a hitch going over two, and that is rock solid. So I know they're big for narrowboats, but really if you want to protect your boat, you know, And that's another book I bought. This is your knots for the cut. This one is in colour, although it is later on. The drawings are all in black and white, but there are some colour ones, shows you some knots and what have you at the back. I just enjoy reading how to do things and having a go. And my glasses I've just knocked on the floor. And then I have the bow fender. So I've tied that one. I've got 2 more of these to do because somebody wants them. Right, so it's a bow fender to go on the pointy end. Right. Now you can have a button and you can have that lower down, next a bit lower down. It's got a Turk's head on it. So that is sacrificial actually. Although it makes it look nice, it's sacrificial in that that will take the brunt of any bangs, and if that gets damaged you can take it off, put another one on. They're only fastened around that. So this is what I'm going to make, plus some more bottle fenders that people want. So where's that gone now? Alright, so that bow fender starts with a core, and that's a core with the chains on. Right, so then everything is built around this. It's fatter here, and then these you take off, the plastic electrician's tape. It's on here, stop it splaying all over while you get it bound up. And you chop that off, cut it off, and then you flatten all these so they all taper down. So that's a core. So what I need to do now is make another one of these. So each one of these ropes, there's 7 at that length, which is, what is it? That's, the small ones are 210, 410, next one, and then lastly 7 at 560. So that's what I'm going to be making next. So I've got 2 more of these to make, although I do need some more rope. I do have enough rope I've cut off to complete this one. So believe it or not, to cover that you need 10 14-foot lengths, and that's 12mm rope, natural rope, sisal. And when you've done them and finished them, you then dunk them in a bucket full of like decking oil, so it waterproofs them so they don't rot away, and that's how you treat them, the natural rope. So that's what we're on with, and I need to cut all these. I do have the chains already cut. So anyway, let's get on with it. I'll make another core. So I've got enough rope to finish one of these, but then I need to buy another coil of rope. It's 220 metres in a coil of rope. So I've made quite a few bottle fenders as well. So first thing we'll do is we'll cut these ropes up to those required lengths for the core. So what happens when you've tied all that and you come to the end of it, you're left with lengths of rope like this, because you've got to have enough rope to work with pulling it through at the end and what have you. So you're left with so much offcuts, and basically they will make the next core. So that's what I'm on with. Right, there we have it. Massive rope here, 10-14 foot lengths, and all that gets wrapped around that core. It's unbelievable. Right, so what you have to do now is you've got to find the centre of this so you can put it on the centre of the core. Right, so we'll just bend it in half, middle it, seems to be the technical term. of the fender makers. So we find the middle. Okay, we just need to pull up on this packer's nut now. Put my gloves back on because that's I just had a spell off of them. That's tight. Right, that's that. I'll just stick another wrap on it actually, and then we'll get it on the hung up in the doorway, and hopefully we've got enough room because we've got that 7-footer rope hanging off each end of this middle. Right, I'll get that done and we'll get set up. Right, we've got it set up best I can. I'm very limited in doorway. You can see there's a massive rope here. Let's have a look. See all that rope? All that's got to get wrapped around there, but half at a time. So you're doing the top half, and this is called what they call crowning. Because you take a rope, any one, and you pass it over the next one, so you get like a crown, and then you go over the next one. And that's what they call one over. Now you can do it. This row, as I found before, was doing it all one way, single crowns. I couldn't get it to grip very well. Maybe there's a secret to it, I don't know. It kept sort of pulling back. But if you do double crowns, it's where you go over 2 ropes every time. Then it bites a lot more. So I'm going to have a go at that with this one. It's just coming on to rain again. I need to stand out there. We'll have a go from here, see if we can do anything. I'm not standing in pouring rain. So go over 2. Then the next one we go over 2. And the next one we're going over 2. Over 2. Over 2. Over 2. Over 2. Right, now we're coming up. That one can go over 2. But now we've actually run out of space here. So what we do is the next one along, we're going over that, which is the last one, that's the 10th one. We're going over that, and this hole here, or this first loop that we made, we go through that. Right. It's a bit of a mess at the moment, but we've still got one more to do. That's our 10th one. So what we do then is we go to the next, which was the second loop. That's the first loop, that's the second loop, and we go down the hole between the first and the second loop. Like that. Then we have to pull it all up. So you have to work your way around and twist it. Twist as you pull, so it stretches the line. And hopefully bites a bit. You have to get them as tight as you can. Believe me, that takes some pulling up. Right. The tighter you get it, the better. Right. We'll have a look. Right, well, they've done one and I'm cream crackered. So that's your first set of crowns going round. That's 2 over. Right, that I tied up there because otherwise it'd be hanging down, it'd be in my way. So I've tied it up there, and what that needs to do is we'll get another row around there, I think. Then we'll drop that down, and then it will come between the crowns then. So we'll just carry on like that. Right, so we start again. You can pick any one. Just have one more around the tightening. Right, yeah. So we're over 2. Right, so just pull up the second row. Right, call it a day. It's absolutely throwing it down. That ain't going to blow over. The sky's full of it. So, as soon as I got really going, we had to stop anyway. So, we'll have to carry on next time. You can see how it's building up. See how it builds up, and it goes that way and that way and then that way, then that way, and that stops any twisting. Although, as pointed out by Phil the fender maker, you don't really have to do that on these bow fenders, because unlike on the bottle fenders that you put on the side, they don't get turned around, because that's a bottle fender. It's crowned all the same way, all that way, all the way around, whereas that's that way one row, then that way next row, then that way, so it can't untwist. Whereas this, they untwist, and that's what most of your cheaper fenders are made of. This stuff, polypropylene, film polypropylene, it's not much cop, just gets destroyed very quickly. But if that's trapped between you and your boat and the wall in a lock or something, and the boat, that's trapped and the boat moves forward, it will unroll it, and after a time there'll just be no use whatsoever. So if you do alternate rows on them, it is a big advantage. You know, they're just soft as anything them, but that, when it's done alternate ways, it will be more solid. So, but as he points out, you don't have to do that, because any blow on it's just head on, so it's not going to want to untwist it, you know. So anyway, that's it for today. I need to get off now. I'm not hanging around in pouring rain and been messing around doing that. I need to stand outside. It's all at wrong height and everything, but we'll get it done. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so we've got to that point now. We've got to get rid of 2 of these ropes, there's too many. In fact, I might take that last row off and step it down there. So what we do is we just pick 2 ropes, have to be opposites from each other. So instead of 4 on each side as I look at it, you'd remove that one and the opposite number on the other side, and you end up with 3 on each side then. So that then decreases and tapers in. Right, so that is at the top of that next row of middle ropes, the core. So yeah, we'll step it down from here, and then this will all thin in now, and then we'll be up here to finish off. Each time you do one of these crowns, you use about 4 inches of rope, so for probably about 8 inches there. So there's at least that amount of rope to go on. Okay, so that's stepped down now. As you can see, it's thinned in there, it's tighter. 2 ropes are out the way, they just get cut off up here, and we crown around it a couple more times up to here, and then you have to feed the ends of the ropes, what's left, back through the top and pull them out the bottom out of these rows. So we're nearly there with this first half of it, but look at that weather, it started, hasn't it? Although it is shielding me here, because the rain's coming over the top here, but my heat's going to get wet. Yeah, well, we'll carry on, pretend it's not raining, and see where we get. If it gets heavy, I'll have to pack it in again while it blows over. But, ooh, a bit of blue sky over there, so it might be gone in a minute. Okay, so that's it. Now what we have to do, we'll do them both ends at the very end, is they get up there, fed through the middle, and you come out through these crowns over and under a couple of them, and then you just cut the ends off. But that's 1/2 of it done. Tell you what, if you make them for a living, you earn your money, because that's hard work pulling that rope up. I know some ropes are easier to use than others. That it grabs after a few rows of crowns, but up to then it's just pulling back all the time. You're fighting to keep it tight, or you twist the rope and then you have to pull it, and then when you release the rope it swells back again and it should grip, but it does in the end, but not when you've got a lot to start with, unless I'm doing something different. People know different to me, because I'm not an expert by any means, so you know, I'm only playing at it. Anyway, it's hard work. Right, so all we've got to do now is we'll flip it over, tie it from the other end, hang it up, cut that bale of twine, so then we can start with the next row of crowns. Right, there we have it. So far anyway. We've now got to get these ends double back on the ends there and feed them through these crowns, sort of over and under a couple of them, and then cut them off, and then it's won't come undone hopefully. But, yeah, that's it. That's tied, as I said, double hitches, so we go over 2 ropes before you crown, or you can do single ones. Now the doubles with this rope, it grips a lot better when you're pulling them up. Right, that's what I found anyway, and it makes a really solid fender, that really solid, you know, that's tough as old boots, that. So we'll just have a look at this now, just get these ropes, feed these ropes through here and pull them up, and then we'll cut them off. So we have some ropes cut off already. There's another one there, there's 4 lengths, so all those will now come into play making another fender core, so you're not wasting anything. But you've got plenty of rope on the end to pull up on, you know. You can't be trying to do this with a little bit of rope left at the end trying to pull it up. So there's no waste as such really, very little anyway.
Whenever England are successful, I often think of the women footballers from like...
Right, let's have a go at this then, getting these back through the middle. So I've got a fid there, Swedish fid. So the rope, you can push that through the crowns to open them up, and then feed the rope in from that end, and when it's sat in there, because it's tapered, you can pull it back and it will grip the rope. It'll bite, grip the rope and pull it back. So it's a matter of doing these, going round over the top here and then through, over one, through another, something like that. We'll get them all sort of in the same line, and it just ties up then like this one. So that's what you actually end up with, like that. See, the ropes go all the way, so the ropes go all the way from there and come to there, so they ain't coming undone, and then it encloses that tightly. Right, so they've been passed through, over under, something like that. So we've gone all the way from there to there. And you can see it all pulling up. So now it's a matter of getting the pliers, working with each strand and pulling it through.
Because of the dynamics, the end of the first wave of the Civil War in Syria, the involvement of different powers in the region, and I think as well it's the distance from the West. We can't say that the biggest number is the Jews or the Bedouin, so there is a lot of talk about just the Jews, where the situation it was before that some leaders of the Jewish community refused the state to come and use the Sweden, the south of Syria.
And they're based in Sweden? They're based in Sweden? Yeah. Okay, the south of Sweden, okay.
Yeah, and some other leaders were in favor of having the government to have...
Right, there we have it. It's a big lump, they don't taper much, but that's 12mm rope 12mm rope cord, 12mm covering. So it's a good strong one. And now we just need to get the Turk's head on. But that's what the end look like on the ends. And also they then need dipping in some decking oil. You put them in that, soak in there, then hang them up a bucket and let them all drain off, and then that waterproofs them, so they should last a while, you know, a few years. So next thing is we've got to get the Turk's head done. I'm running out of time today, so I had to do something else as well today. So I'll do the Turk's head next time, so I'll see you in a bit. Hey up, another Sunday. Right, go a bit more on this. So that's where we're at the moment. As you can see, it's a really sturdy fender that, with that double crown in effect. So what I want to do now is put a Turk's head on. So that's the Turk's head on the first one I did. And this is a lot slimmer fender diameter, that's a lot slimmer than that double crown. So I'm going to put another one, I'm going to put two more on this. So I'm going to put one there, but I haven't got enough rope to do that. So I'm just going to put one on that second fender. The rope I've got here, I don't know, there might be enough for two Turk's heads, I'm not sure. There's not a lot left. So it's same rope, that's 12mm. And following in this book, the Fender book, which is an excellent book if you're interested in having a go at these, where they show you all the different fenders, and we'll be doing a couple more of them. But this Turk's head, it shows you there, you can tie them like with a thinner rope or paracord. You can use your fingers and tie them around your fingers, right? So yeah, but then it shows you a method there using 3 pegs to start it all off, which I've done here. So this one board, that's for me bottle fenders on side, that's me where I've cut them to, and then I've got 3 pegs in there, and I found it easy to put another one in there, a lot of screws, not pegs, but it still works. I do need to do it on a bigger board, I find it a lot easier then. And all I have to do is it shows you step by step, you just follow that, right, until you sort of got a complete, so the first strand of it completely round, and then you have to take it off and put it over the fender and turn it so it sits flat on the fender. With that you can also do a mat with, you can leave it flat, do a rope mat, it's the same thing, but just with this it goes through the middle, and where is it? Well, that's it shown as a mat, right? But you leave the middle open and you put the fender through it and it all folds round the fender. So that's what I'm going to do. First of all, what was it I wrote down? Need 5 metres of rope to complete that. It's unbelievable how it eats rope up. So I'm just going to cut some rope now, 5 metres of it off, lay it on here and complete it on the board. Put it so there's so much on the board, then put it on the fender, complete it. I'll put my book there so I can just follow it.
Yes, it resonates because we were in school and my brother and I were 70s children, so we were brought up around alcohol and cigarettes and all that sort of thing, and my parents weren't heavy drinkers, but they were social drinkers, and unfortunately the effects on my brother were quite astronomical in later life, and he became an alcoholic.
It features expert
medical experts raising concerns about some of the major evidence that was used to convict Lucy Letby. As the campaign steps up,
He said Labour councillors as well, also potentially positing the idea of the government taking legal action against the government with regards to asylum hotels. Clearly going to be a massive thing in the in-trade. Cooper, the Home Secretary, the start of the new political season, which is just around the corner and gearing up towards party conferences. You're listening to Sunday with Lewis Wall here on BBC, live from Manchester. This is time is 11:48.
Coming up at 12 on LBC.
Let's turn now to Anna, who's in Salisbury, who has something to say about, well, I think about fairness between generations. Anna, good morning.
Good morning, Lewis.
Good morning. Your thoughts on this, Anna?
Okay, so when I was on a baby boomer, I'm 66, so I was very fortunate to grow up in a time where I didn't have to pay for my education. I had help with the mortgage through tax relief, and if I wanted to improve my home, I had help tax relief for that. I had child benefit for all the children that I had.
We forget that that's gone now. I mean, that was there for a very long time, gone basically apart from for the poorest.
Well, yeah, but
There we are, we've had a good catch. 4 fenders. Right, so that's it. That's 4 of them, mate. Takes half an hour to make one of them. And a lot of sore hands. So 4 of them made. 2 of the bow fenders made. Several of the large fenders made. And what we need to do now, I've got another core ready to go there. So what I need to do now is get them dipped into this what they call it, decking oil, to give them some protection then for against the weather and algae and all that. So I need to get a bucket sorted, and we'll get the oil. I've got it with me, and we'll decant some of that into a container and get them oiled up. Right, this is the oil. I bought it direct from the manufacturers, and it's a heck of a lot cheap. It's half price. The company's called Royal Limited. So they do all sorts of oils. They actually make it, you know. So 20 litres. That was £50 delivered. You got a screw fix or some station somewhere like that, B&Q. You're paying £26 for 5 litres, so you're getting half price. So it's a matter of decanting some of that into here. These large ones, I'll have to turn them over, do half at a time, leave them for a bit, and then flip them over. So we'll get on with it. The little ones I'll do them first. I'll dunk them straight in, and we'll leave them a while, give them a chance to soak up some oil. Then lift them out and have them dripping back into that tub. Okay, so they've been soaking an hour now, and it's turned it a nice colour. I suppose it's going to stay that colour, just a bit darker than it was. Look nice. So that's the oil dripping out, so we'll leave it till it stops dripping. I'll put one of the big ones in now. Half of that can be getting soaked up, and we'll be back when they're done. Right, day after they're done, but they aren't quite dry yet. But they've got a lovely colour to them, nice golden colour. Right, they're drying out. They took a fair bit of that oil. They took about 10 quid's worth for 2 of the bow fenders and the 4 bottle fenders, side fenders, whatever you want to call them. They do look really nice. It's a lovely colour on them. I've had them hung up, so the tops are like dry, the bottoms have still got a bit of oil on. So it's just a matter of a couple of days they'll be dried out. So anyway, I'm happy with them. So I had a load of offcuts in my tub down there from you know, what were left over, the offcuts. So I've cut them all up into sections that I needed to make these valve fenders. And I thought, I'll just put a bit of stuff here. And I've got the chain, I've got 220 metres of rope. So I thought, I'll put a kit together, exactly the same as I've used here. And if you go online and you see like Phil from Glasgow Basin, he's on there building a fender kit up. Well, this is the same amount of stuff. I could do a kit like that, and I just thought maybe somebody like to have a go at that. So have a bit of a, you know, competition as such, but we'll have a draw. I'll put a kit together so you get everything, all your rope, your chain, you'll get some baler twine to tie it all up before you can start making it. What else do you get? That's in it, chain, rope, twine. Oh, these are all, I've cut them all off and they've all got the ends taped up. So that's all you need. Oh, and a couple of bolts, that's it. And I'll put the bolts in. So we'll have a kit and have a draw out probably for the next one, like I don't know, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. We'll do a draw, do it online with the tool you can use. That just picks out from your subscribers and the comments. So if you fancy having a go, just leave a comment, right, and subscribe if you've not subscribed, and we'll have a kit and I'll send it out to you, and you get everything, and they're all free of charge. Anyway, that's it for this one, and I want to get some more vids out. I'm going to get on with this boat now. The busy season's sort of finished, last couple of months at work, and I want to get back on this boat, get this finished. I've got the big boat in the workshop, that one's finishing yet. So anyway, that's it. So thanks everybody for liking, thanks for subscribing. Subscribe if you don't mind, don't cost the alt, and thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Ta-ra!